everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for joining me this week. I'm super excited to see what the runes have to say for the upcoming spiritual energies that we'll be working with. But of course, before we get into it, I do want to talk about the astrological energies that are at play this week. So we just have one big astrological event that's coming up, I believe, on Saturday, and that'll be Mercury moving into Aquarius. So Mercury is the planet of communication. It's the planet that rules over our anything to do with communication, really. So when it comes to like social media, when it comes to cell phones, when it comes to computers, technology, things like that. The good thing about Mercury moving into Aquarius is that Aquarius is an air sign. It is already aligned with the energy of Mercury because there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of relationship to communication with air sign energy generally. So we can see our communication skills being geared towards humanitarian efforts, or we can find ourselves talking a little bit more about how we want to effectuate ourselves in the world. Finding a little bit more about our idiosyncrasies, or finding more about the little ways in which our words can open the doors to enchantment, which is kind of cool. So that's an energy that we'll be receiving coming towards the end of the week on Saturday. So let's see what the runes have to say in regards to the general energies ahead. We had one straggler. So, yellow tulips might be a sign for someone out there who is watching this video today. Thank you for watching. The yellow tulip is really beautiful. It felt like happiness, it felt like joy. It felt also, tulips are one of the first flowers to bloom in spring. And so it feels like allowing yourself to take risks this week, to say the things you feel you need to say, or to do the things that you feel you want to do. There's this galvanizing energy of moving with purpose in the world, and pushing through the snow, pushing through the frost of winter, and like the tulip, blooming, being the first to bloom in spring. So if there's something in your heart that you've been wanting to do for the past couple of weeks even, or maybe even for the past year, this week may be a really good time to try it out and to do it. It's never too late to try, right? So starting in the center, radiating outwards, I find it very interesting because we have a lot of runes coming out for this week. So it feels very talkative. There's going to be a lot of communication, a lot of social engagements for some of us. It also feels like a lot of physical moving, whether that may be moving from like a lot of travel between your home and your office, or travel between your home and your friend's place, or going out to eat with people, right? It feels like a very social week ahead, which can be fun. But for those of us who might be ambiverts or introverts, of course, do take stock of your energies and your battery, your social battery. So starting from the center, we have Algies has come out, and it came out last week, which I think is interesting. But last week it came out Merkstaff, it came out in reverse. This week it's coming upright, and I like to see Algies upright because, as I have said and mentioned earlier in one of those previous videos that I have made, Algies upright looks something like this, as if you're holding your hands up to the sky. And that usually is a general symbol of connecting to the higher powers, or connecting to the spiritual energies that are available to us, and connecting to our guides, our ancestors, and to the people that we connect with. So it feels to me that this week is going to be a week of elation, a week of joy, a week of really being proud of yourself, really being cognizant of how far you've come, and of celebration with your ancestors. It feels like there's a great victory that has happened for you recently, whatever that victory may be. I have no idea. Again, this is a very specific message for someone out there, and this is a general reading, so please take what resonates, and there are a lot of people watching, or at least I hope so. So to keep that in mind, I'm also seeing here we have Urus, which I haven't seen in a while either. Urus, the ox, or the rune of the physical body. We also have Ansus, which is the rune of messages, of the intellect, alongside Manas, the rune of mankind, the rune of our friends. And then we also have Tirwas, which is the rune of justice, and the rune of success, general success. So it feels to me that we could have a friend or a relationship or a connection that is very beneficial to us during this week. It feels to me that there's going to be a lot of gratitude for our friendships this week, a lot of gratitude for the relationships or connections that we may have. It feels to me that you're also, if you haven't done so already, it feels like being called this week to put more effort and emphasis on the way in which you schedule your day, how you schedule your body, how you schedule the things that you do throughout the day. So for example, if you're someone who feels very energized by waking up in the morning, then making time this week to wake up early and to go to bed early and to give yourself ample time to rest, I think is going to be really beneficial for you, because Urus here is the rune of the physical body, alongside Ansus and Manas, which are the rune of messages. So a friend or someone who is close to you could be coming in with a message in regards to your physical body. For someone very specific out there, it could be a call from a doctor. That could be a very good call. So for example, if you're waiting for someone to tell you the results of a test or whatever it is, it may be a beneficial outcome that would arrive for you. It seems like there's a victory there. So this is something that I'm feeling in the beginning of the week, so again from Monday into Wednesday, because it is closer to the center of the reading. Now moving outward to the farther reaches of the reading, we have Perthro. Now it fell Merkstaff for me in terms of reverse, because yeah. I was like, for you guys that might be different because of how the camera reverses things. But on the table here has fallen Merkstaff in reverse. So Perthro is the rune of the divine feminine energy. It's the rune of our intuition, of risk-taking, of tapping into the chaos within us that's not always as scary as we think it is. But seeing it Merkstaff, to me, can represent a what's coming to my mind is a loss of intuitive guidance. That's not always a bad thing. Sometimes our intuition does go quiet for a bit, and it gives us time to really just be present with the world around us instead of analyzing it either through the analytical mind or analyzing it through the emotional mind, right? Both of which are one and the same in my opinion, but they do have different qualities to them. So this to me feels like allowing your intuition to take the back seat, because I do remember last week the intuition was really forward and giving you messages. Now this week it feels like the intuition is taking a step back and saying, no, just allow yourself to observe, be present now. Then looking forward into the end of the week, going towards Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so over the weekend, into that energy that we were speaking of earlier with Mercury moving into Aquarius. We have Dagas, which is the rune of the day, or any kind of revelation. Then we have Wunyo, which is the rune of joy. And we have Ingwas, which again is the rune of grounding. So it feels to me that over the weekend, especially with Mercury moving into Aquarius, there's going to be a revelation, a text message, a DM, if you will, maybe even a phone call that may provide you with some interesting communication, or perhaps give you an answer that you've been waiting for, or it might even be a experience to have this conversation, whatever it may be. But the reason why I say that is because Dagos is the rune of revelation, it's the rune of awakening, it's the rune of the day. And then putting that awakening energy alongside Wunyo, which is joy, ecstasy, happiness, and also Ingwas, grounding energy. It feels like grounding a message of joy, or grounding good communication over the weekend. So take that as you will. That may resonate in several different avenues, and again, it is a general reading, so it's meant to. So take what feels right for you. But I am feeling called to focus particularly on Wunyo, because many of us have had a difficult time cultivating our joy, or perhaps going through life content and happy, which is great, and that is an excellent place to be. Though we haven't had the opportunity to really cultivate joy. And joy is living in the vibration of love. It's living in a vibration of constant, constant fluctuations in and out, breathing, as it were, the beauties of the universe around us. So this weekend, it may be really great, if you feel called to call the people you love, or to reach out to them and to share that message of joy. To say, hey, look, you're someone who's really important to me, and I want you to know how much you mean to me. I think sometimes everyone needs to hear that. So that seems to be the message for this week. A lot of joy, a lot of celebration, a lot of messages, and it feels very uplifting. It's a very uplifting week. So if you can allow yourself to ride that wave, ride that uplifting energy, and take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. So I hope that resonates with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe below. And of course, let me know, comment below if something cool has happened, or if you have received an interesting message that has brought a revelation to you, or if there has been moments of joy this week. I would love to hear about those moments of joy. So I'll see you guys next week here on the channel. All right, bye everyone.